Early morning prayer, hand. So karagre, obviously a locative, right? In the hand. What lives in the hand? Lakshmi, the goddess of resources. Karagre vasati Lakshmi. Karagre vasati Lakshmi. Kara madhye. This is a compound where you take two words, right? You just kind of put them together. Kara madhye. So madhyam is in the middle. So kara madhye, in the middle of the hand. Believe it or not, this is actually a genitive here. I'll show us how this is true in coming chapters. So in the middle of the hand, in the middle, there it is, locative, lives Saraswati. Karamadhye Saraswati. Karagre vasati Lakshmi. Karamadhye Saraswati. Kara, there it is again. Mule, mulam or mulaha is root, or not only a tree root, but also as in the foundation, like the beginning of something. So at the root of the hand, or in the root of the hand, because it's a locative, in the root of the hand lives Govindaha. Karamule tu Govindaha. Again, the word tu is a common, okay, tu has two meanings. First, it is a filler, a metrical filler for the sake of equalizing the amount of syllables in a verse. Second, it actually means but, or certainly, or indeed, or verily. Third, the word, if you want to use the word but for tu, that means if you want to say but when, yada tu, you don't say tu yada. Just like cha, you'd never start a sentence with cha. Cha comes after. In the same with tu. Therefore, tu comes after. Yada tu. But when? Prabhatam. Prabhate, you should know. In the morning. Prabhate kara darshanam. In the morning. Darshanam, vision of that very hand, in whom Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Govindaha are found. Karagre vasati Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamule tu Govindaha, Prabhate Karadarshanam. Okay, someone like to translate this for us?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So, I mean, the literal, literal translation would be at the tip of your, in your hand lives Lakshmi Devi.
Mm-hmm.
In the Karamatye would be in the middle of your hand is a Saraswati, or in the palm would be Saraswati.
Mm-hmm.
Karamule would be the root of the hand, which probably is it the wrist they're talking about, would be Govindaha.
Mm-hmm.
So in the morning, Kara Darshanam. So, look, or it's like you have to look, or darshan, look at your hand or view your hand so that you can, view or see all these divine presence.
I think you can look at all the gods in your hand in the morning, and you don't need to look anywhere else. So it is all in your hands. Yeah.
Brilliant. In other words, whenever you pray now and you look at your hand, then you can see their presence in your hand. And then positions, before, after. Now we can say behind the elephant and in front of the elephant, in front of you, behind me. Note, these words are called indeclinables. Therefore, they will always remain the same. They do not have paradigms. Prishtataha. Second point, when using these words, for example, behind the elephant, then the noun will be in genitive. This is an important note. Therefore, when using positional words with a noun, then convert the noun into a genitive. Behind, therefore, behind of the elephant. I'm not going to put that because it's going to be confusing. Behind the elephant, therefore, gajasya prashtataha.
Can you repeat that, Andre? Before the noun?
When using positional words with nouns, then the noun will be a genitive. So here's the formula. Genitive position. So you just put this word here, prashtataha. The elephant, in other words, behind of the elephant. That's the way to say it in Sanskrit. Therefore, gajasya. Gajasya prashtataha. In front of the elephant, same concept. Purvataha. Purvataha. Long U. Purvataha. In front of the elephant, again, gajasya purvataha. Repeat, gajasya purvataha. See, this is why I crossed out this little off. Even though it's there, for the sake of understanding, but it's actually not there. It just means in front. This of the elephant belongs to the noun of the elephant. Therefore, gajasya. Upari. Upari above. Upari above. Upari above. Adhaha. Adhaha. Below of the book. Sounds weird, but that's how it is in Sanskrit. Next one is vamattaha. Vamattaha. Tongue at the front. Vamattaha. Dakshinataha. Notice where the tongue is. Dakshinataha. So gajasya dakshinataha, to the right of the elephant. Antare, long E. Antare, inside. Bahihi. Bahihi. Outside. In this case, use the ablative. So rule, when using the word outside, don't use genitive, use ablative. Gajat bahihi. Outside of the elephant, outside from the elephant. Therefore, ablative in outside and genitive in all of these other ones on this page. A new verb. Vishati. Vishati. He enters. Someone tell me, he enters inside the house. Dhav, dhavati. He runs. Dhavami, twam. I run to you. Nirgachati. We will learn about nir today. Nirgachati. He exits or he comes out. He comes out of the house. Grahasya nirgachati. Grahasya nirgachami. I come out of the house. Aspiration. Tishtati. Okay, he remains inside of the house. Grahasya antare tishtati. Uddayate. He flies. Actually, he flies up. What is to fly? Dayate. So I would say here, dayate. Ud is a verbal prefix. Therefore, ud means what? Up. So he flies up. But just flies is dayate. So you can use either one. Uddayate. So bird flies above the house. Pakshi grahasya upari. We've done upari, above. Uddayate. No special rules here. Just use genitive with these words, except outside. That's it.
And everything till bahi is indeclinable.
Everything up to here is indeclinable. Up there is this is my short for indeclinable. Lesson 15. We will learn about Sandhi rules for the final M, just a revision. More verb prefixes that we've already done last session. The imperfect middle, we've done the imperfect active, that means the parasmaipada. Now we'll do the atmanepada. And more verbs. When word 1 ends with an M, joins any other word, then this M changes into a anusvara. Gachati. And there's no joining in between. An ideal way how to go about it. However, in real life, what you will find more often is this M will turn into a, as it says here, a corresponding nasal That means if word two begins with any one of these letters, then word one, that means that putram, would change into a n. Okay, so if you have putram, let's say ga, see there it is, gachati, then how will you change the sm? Which n will you choose? The n which is in the same row. Therefore, you would choose this n. And then you would join them together. Therefore, you will have putran gachati. There it is. This is mostly what you will find in the scriptures, not the easy version of simply putting an anusvara. Yeah. Now, I would like you to stick with one style, ideally with this style, because it's much easier. You don't need to join the words, and also the m remains distinctly that anusvara without having to do this joining and then choosing which one of these ns it is.
But without knowing, we won't be able to understand those scriptural things, which will be using that.
Yeah, and in 99% of the cases, you will see the corresponding nasal. You would not see this anusvara. Okay, verb prefixes. Some prefixes hardly change the meaning. We know this, I said last week, while others change the meaning completely. Ud. Ud means up, and point up with your hand because the gesture is important. Uttishtati, why is this not ud? Because of sandhi. Ud plus tishtati, therefore uttishtati. Because if you look up your sandhi chart, you will see that it changes into a d. She stands up. What is bhavati? Exists. Ud bhavati, she is born. Ud, up, ava, down. How do you remember that ud is up? Because up starts with a u. Therefore, ud equals up. The only other choice has to be ava, down. So gachati, he goes. Ava gachati, she goes down. And the second meaning is she understands. But this is a very rare scenario where it totally changes. In most cases, it's going to just complement the verb instead of changing it. Here's a list of major prefixes. Okay, they are used mostly before verbs, rarely before nouns. So listen, these prefixes that we're talking about can either go before a verb or before a noun. In most cases, they will go before a verb and not before a noun. Okay, repeat. Ati, across. Adhi, above. Adhi, above. For example, you will see in the Gita, adhyatma. Adhyatma pertaining to the self. In other words, on the topic of the self. Anu, after. Anu gachati, he follows or he goes after.
Anuswara.
Anusmarati, she remembers after. You can also do that. Apa, away. Apa gachati, he goes away because apa means away. Api, this is not api also, this is just the verbal prefix api. Close. Another common is abhi, which means to, as in motion towards. Ava, down. A, we know a, which is to return. That means motion towards. I'm returning to. Ud, up. Udana, common yogic word, upwards breath. Upa, towards or up to. Upanishad, upanetram. Netram literally means eye. So upanetram, near the eye, therefore spectacles. Dush, this is a super common one for a noun. Ill, difficult. Dukham. This changes into a sandhi due to combining words. So dus, dush, duch, depending on what is combining. Ni, another down. Upanishad, Upanishad, sit down near. So you can see how upa is there, and then you got ni. Two verbal prefixes combined together, plus shap. Common, nis, out from, nis traigunya, or without, nis, without. Nir, nirguna, without the gunas. Sandhi also would change this s into a nish or a nir. Para, this is not para prakriti or in the Bhagavad Gita. This is just a verbal prefix. Para, para like sena, that's a long A, is something different, which means highest. Para, feminine, means highest. Para, verbal prefix, means away. Pari, around or about. Pari gachati, he goes around, because pari means around. Pra, common, forward, like prana, vital breath. Prakriti, ooh, we know this word very often. Prati, back to, in reverse direction. Vi, common one, apart or into pieces. Vyana, this is Sandhi. Samskritam is together. Same for the word sim. This is Greek for symversion. You know, symphony, that means something put together that makes one masterpiece. So sim and sam are exactly the same. We don't know if Sanskrit got it from Greek, or Greek got it from Sanskrit, but you can see the similarities here. And su, which is right or good, like succumb. This is same as in you, like euphoria, euthanasia. So any of these you words in English is to good, same in Sanskrit, su. Therefore, su is and u is the same. So homework is to write these words down and write one word, English word also, because you need to memorize these very important verbal prefixes. They're highly common, except the ones that I put rare. Here is the imperfect middle. The only common ones will be the ones that are not inside the red. So let's repeat, please. Bhashe, I say. I said is abhashe. So luckily there's no change here. You just put the a. He says bhashate. He said abhashata. So we just change this a into an e. That's it. Abhashata. Bhashante is they speak. They spoke is abhashanta. So repeat. Abhashe, I spoke. Abhashata, he spoke. Abhashanta, they spoke. Okay, homework, write out this paradigm. New verbs. Ava plus gam. Ava gachati. She understands. Ud plus bhu. Ud bhavati. She is born. Ud plus sta. Uttishtati. She stands up. Ram. Ramate. She enjoys. Or she delights in. Shubh. Shobhate. She shines. That's a beautiful verb. Smi. Smayate. She smiles. So now we've got hasati. She laughs, and we got smayate. She smiles. Homework. All of the exercises, please. So homework is write out those prefixes on a piece of paper that we've done, and one English word, the one that resonates with you. You don't have to write all of them out. Write out the imperfect middle. Memorize new vocab, and all exercises at the end of chapter 15.